Let's just start with, and we throw this at everyone watching too, so let us know on Twitter, #TheStarters. What are you just most excited about this finals between the Cavs and the Warriors?
I'm really pumped for Kyrie Irving versus Steph Curry. As much as we're talking about Steph Curry, and obviously he deserves all the talk, people are sort of overlooking Kyrie Irving, and I don't think that the Warriors have a really good defensive matchup for him. I think he is going to thrive as long as he is healthy. He's basically unstoppable, I feel like. Who are you going to put on him? Are you going to throw a Clay at him? I mean, maybe.
Yeah.
But still, I mean, he's going to be quick, a little too quick for him, I feel like. I know he is a three-time All-Star, but I feel like he could be the X factor in this series. He can be unstoppable. He is still going 19 per game and shooting 48% from the three-point line, which is the highest of anybody, higher than Steph, higher than Clay. That matchup is going to be sensational.
I think NBA fans are a little upset that this isn't starting. Let's say, on the weekend or on Tuesday even. It doesn't start for a week.
Gives us time to talk about it.
It gives us time to talk about it, but it also does give both of these teams time to rest, especially in Irving, even Curry after, of course, the scary fall there in Game 4. Klay Thompson, we'll get to him and what happened to him in Game 5. I mean, I guess as a basketball fan, that's the one good thing about this layoff is that hopefully both of these teams will be as healthy as they possibly can be in a week.
And LeBron, this is why he rested during the season, just to get his body right. So another week now really should have him at his best. And because he's been banged up as well during these playoffs. He's had the ankle, the knee, all sorts of knocks.
Sure.
So hopefully a week for him, have him ready to go.
It's pretty cool, too, with Curry, again, taking on LeBron and the Cavs. He's running the All-NBA gauntlet here, Tass. I mean, he's taken on Anthony Davis in the first round, Marc Gasol with the Grizzlies in the second round, James Harden, of course, in the Western Conference Finals, and now LeBron in the finals. Those four guys, along with him, the members of the All-NBA first team. This has never happened before in the same postseason.
So basically, whoever wins the series gets to be the captain of that team, I assume?
I guess so, yeah.
That's a pretty nice honor to achieve.
No, absolutely. So Irving Curry, that is a great matchup that we're all anticipating. What about, who do we want to go with now? Let's go with you, Lee.
Yeah.
What are you most excited about in this series?
We know Steph and LeBron are going to be the two most important players for their team, but I'm actually looking for the battle of the Thompsons. Not that they're going to face up against each other, Tristan and Clay, but the impact that they're going to have on their respective teams, because they're both very, very skilled at one particular aspect of their game. We know that Tristan Thompson, particularly on offense, on the rebounds, he has given Cleveland so many second chance opportunities, and we know that he hasn't got much of a game, but we know that LeBron looks for him to go for those little floaters, and Matthew Dellavedova's been working that alley-oop with him really well as well in the playoffs. True. But Klay Thompson is very important, obviously, for the Golden State Warriors, because I feel that even though he's a much improved player, he was an all-star this season, he's still likely to go 0 for 6 from downtown as he is to go 6 for 6 from downtown. His game is a little bit off, and that can really have an impact on his team. So I think those two players are very, very important for what their teams do, and it will impact how their teams perform.
I wonder just how much the impact of Clay not having to face James Harden on the other end. Like if he's guarding Iman Shumpert, for instance, will he get his feel and his flow a lot faster? Because you're right. I mean, he hasn't looked like Klay Thompson.
At times, yeah. But I also think that seeing him in that series, the Cleveland Cavaliers might look to try to exploit him a little bit on defense because they saw how James Harden did play against him.
Oh, he did play solid. I mean, James
Harden
I know
he was solid.
He had his best offensive games, though, the games he wasn't the primary defender at Harden. And so you have to hope, if you're the Cavs, that J.R. Smith and Iman Shumpert can kind of wear him out a little. They're obviously not James Harden, but if they're putting some points on the board, maybe it helps.
Look, Clay broke free in Game 5 there in that third quarter. A scary situation with Clay, though, too, taking the tiger knee from Trevor Ariza, Mortal Kombat-like move here. Catching him right there in the ear, required stitches. We saw it was bleeding. There was a bit of confusion to whether, they were calling it a concussion, and then was he going to do the protocol and do all the, go through all the protocol things that you have to do when you have one in the back. A lot of confusion in terms of the broadcast and whether or not he did. We've heard since his father, on Mike and Mike here today on ESPN saying, look, he had concussion symptoms. He was vomiting through the night. He was woozy. I mean, even saw him talking to Doris Burke after the game. It was a little scary. It was loud, but he seemed to be having some problems even understanding what she was asking him because he just got clocked in the head. So
certainly.
Again, a good thing you sort of have a week off that he could rest up here.
And the good thing he didn't come back into the game after that happened as well.
Well, he does still have to pass those protocols as well, so that's another test for him. I wonder when they are, but I think he'll be fine.
Helps for sure.
I was going to say, if this was happening this weekend, maybe he doesn't play in a Game 1 situation, you would hope that he'll be playing in Game 1 when we get to it next Thursday. What about you, Trey? Again, this is the finals. What are you excited about?
I'm just excited to see how lit the arenas are going to be. Two of the best arenas in the league, fans-wise. The Golden State Roracle, no doubt about it, has been the best home court advantage in the league. They lost 2 games there the entire season, won in the playoffs, and they are just super excited. Their first finals, like we said, since 1975. And on the other side, the Cleveland fans are pretty loud too. You remember at opening night, they were going crazy with LeBron coming back. Cleveland hasn't won a sports title ever. I don't know. Definitely not in my lifetime. Maybe they'll get one now. It's just going to be fun to watch how loud those teams are and to see how all the new guys that are getting their first finals experience are kind of having to deal with playing in such a hostile arena. It's going to be awesome to watch.
Both of these teams, again, they're hot. 24-5 combined in the postseason, so they're both playing great basketball, which is fun. I'm excited, and we're going to have a lot of time to talk about this again, but the LeBron legacy sort of storyline to this series, I know it always comes back to LeBron, but, you know, whether it's right or wrong, how many rings you win does define a player's legacy. It has a huge impact in it of how you remember him. So this final is pretty critical to LeBron because it gives him a chance to get back to 500 in finals. You know, if they do win, it would be his third chip in 6 tries. If he doesn't win, which is a strong possibility, the Warriors the favorited team in this. You know, he goes to 2 and 6. Yeah. You know, and when we get into it, you start comparing LeBron to your Jordans and your Kobes. Those guys a much better success rate. Even Magic Johnson in the end, 5 for 9, I think it was.
Yeah, that's right. He lost 4, but he won 5.
Exactly.